But there is a story that overshadows everything else, and that concerns Lionel Messi. Correct me if I'm wrong here. The capsule version. Lionel Messi went to Saudi Arabia. He thought he had days off, supposedly. Went to Saudi Arabia on Monday morning.
Yeah.
Did the most ridiculous photo shoot, like on Instagram.
He's like a country ambassador, so
he's a country ambassador. Of course, he's got a big deal with Saudi Arabia and stuff. Paris Saint-Germain said it was not authorized, and they have fined him 2 weeks' wages.
Yeah.
But fair? This is what happened?
Yeah, that's it, yeah. He did ask for permission. They said to him, if we win against Lorient on Sunday, then you and the other players will have Monday and Tuesday off, so you can do whatever you want. But
Ashraf Hakimi said, let me ruin his plans by getting sent off.
But if we don't win against Lorient on Sunday, then Monday there will be a warm-down training session. Tuesday will still be off, but not Monday. So you'll have to report for training on Monday.
All right.
He said no problem. He played the game on Sunday. He knew exactly what would happen in case of a win or a draw or a defeat. He left very quickly the stadium on Sunday afternoon, and then didn't show up on Monday.
So Messi's camp, their version of events is that he has his commitment with Saudi Arabia, which the club knew about. He's already had to postpone this commitment for his photo shoot twice.
Yeah, including one, for example, after the Bayern elimination.
Exactly. And so essentially he had to go. And it was too late to change the plans when Paris Saint-Germain told him. So clearly we have two things which are, it is a he said, she said situation, right? Because you're telling me they said, yeah, you can go as long as we don't lose to Lorient. And they're saying, no, you only told me I could go when everything was already arranged. There's some dispute about whether he was already on the flight or not and what that means, whether he was physically in the air or whatever.
So that's not true, because he flew on Monday morning and he knew as soon as the game against Lorient finished at 6 p.m. Paris time on Sunday, he knew they was training the next day, like the whole squad. Everybody else was there training on Monday. They have a WhatsApp group where they got sent the schedule for the week. So on the Sunday, so he knew very well at the end of that Lorient game, there's training tomorrow. He decided to ignore it and to fly to Saudi Arabia. That was his choice. But he also knew that he was going to expose himself to some sanctions, because you don't show up for work on a work day, your employer is not going to be happy, and rightly so.
The sanctions are 2 weeks' wages of fine. I don't know if it's the same in France. That's the maximum that you can actually fine somebody.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. No training with the first team, no games with the first team.
1.7 million
something like that, yeah.
Euros roughly, something like that. I'm assuming we're not going to see him play for Paris Saint-Germain again. There's 4 games left? 5 games left.
Yeah,
he's got the 2 weeks. There's no reason for him to come back and play again, because realistically, I know there is a semblance possibly of a title race, but the gap is 5 points. It's not going to happen. And if you bring him back, you're only doing it so that the Paris Saint-Germain fans can boo him because they're very angry, yes?
Yeah, I think so. It'd be interesting to see what happens. One, when he comes back, where does he train? Who does he train with on his own, with the reserve team? I don't know what's going to happen. And then once the suspension is over, is he going to come back straight away with the first team squad like if nothing had happened? Will he play? Will he want to play even? He might not even want to do. Do you do like, could it be a Cristiano type of, let's finish the contract early? I don't know. I really don't know what can happen. The thing is, I think PSG felt they had to act for too long. They were very lenient and far too tolerant and kind to some of the superstars, from Ibra to Neymar, when they didn't show enough discipline.
Right.
And now they
it's
felt
a bit
that
late.
even with
like
the
horse
goals,
is bolt. I mean, this is going to be the
true,
reading, right?
Over
the years, Nasser, because it is Nasser who decides this, you have coddled your superstars ahead of the club. And now when maybe it's convenient because his contract is expiring and whatever, you go and you put him through this.
Yeah. The most interesting, this one is very interesting, of course, and everybody talks about it. And Messi fans are around the world and are happy. As my Twitter feed, and Twitter notifications and Instagram notifications. No, but let's see what happens next then. Because the biggest call would be the next one. Once somebody else does a similar thing, because that happens in football clubs all the time, everywhere. Let's see if PSG then keep the same stance and the same as strict with anybody else than they were with Messi.
I suspect it will depend on how committed they are long term to this player.
Right,
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.